Hey, what's up, builders? It's your girl, Kantoinette the blogger, and you are now listening to the LBF podcast. This is a mesh-up episode. We are going to be creating space to talk about body shaming with Splashn Sexy, which is Shalon's business. It's a swimwear line, and I'm going to go ahead and let her come in and introduce herself. Don't look so nervous.
Okay, well, hey guys, I'm Shalon, owner of Splashn Sexy. I don't know what else I want to know.
Well, you know what? It's okay. I know a lot of people, they'll have their first time, being on a podcast and doing a kind of in-depth conversation like this. So just know we got it. We gonna have this conversation.
Okay, I'm with it.
So your swim line, to me, it promotes body positivity in all sizes. For those of you who will be watching this on YouTube, you can tell like I am a smaller frame woman. Shalon is a very beautiful, curvy woman. Yes. But your swimsuits kind of accommodate both our body sizes and styles. Why was it important for you to have that?
To be honest with you, Kay, I think it just subconsciously happened. But it is important because, like you said, you're a smaller frame woman than I am. And most times, I find myself saying like, this is really cute, but I can't fit it. It's cut too small. So I just think it's very important for women. Say, for instance, if a woman comes to me and she's like, well, this is cute, boo, but, I can't fit all this stomach in that two-piece. You know what I'm saying? That's where I come in, and not to just sell. Of course I want to make, money, but I still want us women to know that it's okay that, if you can't fit into this two-piece, but guess what? I have high-waisted with a thick band, and that it can hide your stomach, for the time being. Or guess what? If you're not comfortable in a two-piece, that's why I have one pieces. Right. So having those options, it was just very important. And so that's why I even, included other clothing and accessories like cute little shirts, jeans. So right now I'm putting everything up on Snap because I'm in between getting a website. And, my thicker girls, they're like, Shalon, come on now. We need something. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then I'm getting my stuff from overseas and they don't have US sizes. So with playing with sizes like that, I'm just communicating with everybody and just letting them know, like, I'm trying, y'all. So I do understand that, us girls, whether you're white, black, Asian, we're all different shapes and sizes. So, we're not all born one size.
We're just not. Nobody comes in one size. But the important thing that you said is the fact that you are attempting to accommodate, right? So not only are you speaking positivity over your customers, like, hey, girl, like, I think you're beautiful, but if you don't feel comfortable, I can still accommodate that. But also, when you do have a product that may not necessarily in its nature accommodate your customers, you're still trying to find a way to make that happen.
Exactly.
I think it's just the same conversation we have when it came to like the beauty products and it only being in certain shades. And so some people were left out for a long time in this industry. And so somebody like Rihanna came into play and she allowed more people to be represented in her products. So I think, you are already, though it may not be perfect for you in your mind right now, the fact that you are willing and actively trying to accommodate all shapes, all sizes is what we want.
Definitely. I feel like that'll go a long way other than me just trying to be out here and selling something. Just to say I have something for you guys to buy,
Right. Because on the other side of that, like I'm small, you know what I'm saying? And I think I hit you up one day. I was like, oh, this is cute. And you told me, you was like, okay, I only got a medium left. Hey, I don't have a small. And I'm like, this ain't going to fit me, but I want to support it. So let me get it. So honestly, when I first got it, I didn't expect for it to fit. I didn't expect for it to highlight.
Really, really good. I go back to that picture all the time. And even, I don't show, your face, but even if I do have a smaller friend girl that comes to me like, no, I need a small. I need an extra small girl because, look, I'm small. And I'm like, no. I have a friend girl of mine, like, she's small. Like, you guys are about the same stature. And she fit in a medium. And they're like, girl, I don't want no baggy booty.
Right. Like, no, like, that was my thing. I was like, I'm going to have a baggy booty and everything.
She said, he was like, Shalon, you about to have me in this suit with the baggy booty. I'm like, no, ma'am. Because, if you're buying from me, you're representing what I sold you, of course. So I need for this to work, because you're going to represent, girl, where'd you get this swimsuit from? Oh, even if you don't know the name of the collection, oh, I got it from Shalon. Oh, okay, let me hit her up. But now I don't want, girl, no. I don't know where she got this from.
Right.
But
you knew your product well enough to let me know, like, okay, girl, they're cut a little small. So what you've been having to tell is like, okay, you looked at it, you was like, I think you'll be able to fit it. And I was still skeptical until I got it, and I was just, now they're my favorite swimsuits. I don't know how many swimsuits.
You still have to get one. Like, you still have to get your white one from me.
That white one, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So, I mean, we're talking about, the body shaming and the body positivity and how your business plays into that. But overall, let's discuss the differences between body positivity and body shaming. So, what do you think about body positivity? Let's start there.
Honestly, body positivity does, it says a lot. I feel like, first of all, you have to be comfortable in your own skin, right? I feel like nobody should be able to tell you about your body, whether you're too small for this person or too big for this person, too dark for this person, not dark enough, not light enough, right? But I feel like social media and celebrities, they play a big role in the body positivity and, going into the body shaming. To be honest with you, I just feel like it's all a blur because we're so in tune with social media. So you have this girl looking like this, and this girl, we're the same age, but she looks a little older. So you're not fit for this,
right?
Like it's a massacre.
Especially with women, it's like we can never win. So at least let me, before I get to the body shaming, because I got a lot to say about it. As far as the body positivity goes, I think. To be personally body positive is to accept yourself. That doesn't mean that you don't see some of the things you might not like necessarily or the stuff you want to change, right? If I want to go to the gym and get some tighter abs, that's okay. That doesn't mean I don't love my body. The same as, with people that choose to get surgery. They might choose to get it to enhance some things. That don't mean they're not completely happy with who they are. That just means they want to adjust some things. But I also think body positivity extends outside of ourselves. I can be positive about my body, but if I'm negative about somebody else's body type, that's when we start getting into the body shaming. Right? So body positivity, I think, is an attitude that you wear about how you not only feel about your body, but how you promote just body positivity overall for all different types of bodies.
That's like Rihanna wore something. Like, she wore a t-shirt and her ass is out. Lizzo did the same thing. And it's like both of those girls wore the same outfit, but they got two different reactions.
Of course. Oh, we're going to get into the whole shaming. So I do think, a lot of times body positivity can cross over into body shaming. For me personally, when I hear lyrics, and no hate, because of course I'm on the other end of the spectrum, so I have a little bit more, I guess, a sensitivity towards things, and I think about them a little differently. So me being a smaller frame woman who is a body positive person, and I promote that in other people, me hearing lyrics that tell me that I'm not good enough in some way, or that no man wants a skinny bitch. Women say it, and sometimes it's in the lyrics that men say. To me, I'm just like, to me, that's body shaming, in the guise of body positivity. I think Lizzo has had some lyrics that promoted both body shaming and body positivity in that way. I think that there were a few other songs. It was this white artist a couple of years ago, and she did a song, and she did a video for it. And in her video, she was, promoting her naturally voluptuous size, but her lyrics were attacking smaller women, the frame of smaller women. And so for me listening to something like that, I just feel like it negates the purpose of body positivity, because you shouldn't have to downgrade someone else's truth to express your own. Yeah. Have you heard or know of any songs that you can think of that when you listen to them, you automatically be like, well, dang, what I did?
Nothing that really comes offhand. What's that guy's name? I looked him up earlier.
What's the category?
It's Rennie Rucci or something like that. Walk like a model. Body like a, what is it? Body shaped like a model. Walk with a model.
Oh, okay. I'm on the same page. Okay.
It's something about looking like an IG model. Like, how's an IG model supposed to look? And then body shaped like a Coke bottle. So you want me to take my ribs out? Like, you want this small little frame, and you want me to walk with a waddle. Like, you want this big old ass. It's like, that's what you want. Mm-hmm. So, like, that, to me, that it's like you're portraying, or you want me to be a 38, 18, 48. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, come on now with these inches.
So that's another thing. It's like it kind of can give you body positivity if you're that naive, but realistically, no. What waist is going to be at 18?
Right.
Like when I first got my waist beads, my waist was a 30, and I'm just like 30. And I thought that was bomb.com. But nah, they want 24. It's baby, I can't give you that. I'm sorry. Like,
and it works. It's just for certain body types.
Exactly. They want an hourglass frame, and that's not realistic. Like, you have women wearing corsets. And yeah, I actually want a corset. I was just telling.
Girl, I have a few.
Oh, can you bring my charger? I'm sorry. I literally was saying, like, I want a corset. And it's not to reorganize my organs, but it's for fashion.
Right.
And these women out here literally reorganizing their organs to have a smaller waist.
For a body type that's not realistic.
Exactly. If God wanted you this way, he would have made you with 4 ribs on each side.
4. Yeah, it's crazy, because I remember times, everybody knows the infamous line, skinny girls let Bruce hit it. And so a lot of times I be in a party getting it, just getting it. And that party come on, I'm like, well, damn, I can't even enjoy myself. Why am I just randomly getting attacked?
Like, skinny girls let Bruce, what? Let a nigga tonight.
Hey, a lot of the songs are just degrading me. I don't know, I was shocked, but in what ways were you taught to shame your own body in adolescence?
Honestly, I was never taught to shame my body.
That's because you're fine, girl.
and even okay, so as a kid, like, I was always bigger, like the bigger cousin, right? All my cousins are skinny, like size 4 and 6.
Okay, my body size.
Yeah, so the smallest I've been was an 8. I can't see 8 now, but so yeah, like, I've always been the bigger cousin, and even with that, it's like my cousins always wanted to be thicker, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like I've always been around, my family called me Lon. They'll be like, Lon, like you have a nice body shape. like, you look good. Even if I felt like, nah, I'm too big because y'all
small.
You know what I'm saying? And even if I felt like I need to lose more weight, or, you know, and this is getting older, of course, my family has always been like, no, you look good, you're fine. And even outside of my family, you know, I've just never.
It's okay. I think what you're hitting on is something that I feel like a lot of people don't realize, right? So when we talk about body shaming and body type and body positivity, it's different experiences in different communities, right? So for my body type, it works in pop and mainstream as far as having the slender, tall, physique.
Like
in the Black community,
like in the America's Next Top Model or something.
Right. In the Black community, though, as an adolescent, it didn't work in my favor. I was always told I needed to eat. I needed to do something to gain weight. That was why I think that you probably can say that you had an experience where people looked at you, and even though you felt like you were bigger in comparison, they looked at you and were like, "No, you're fine." Right. You know, we want to be your size because your size is the acceptable and the expected physique of what a Black woman or Black child is supposed to look like.
Right. Because us Black women, we're quote unquote more shapely. We have more curves, and this is how you know men want some meat on them. You know?
Oh, girl, how many times did I hear that? That's what you get with me.
Exactly. Like, take it or leave it at this point. Like, just take it. But I've never been taught to, body shame. I've always been, up with it, with my size. And even now, like, I mean, my grandma, she'd see me, she'd pick at me every now and again. She said I got an over ass, over more than I need. But
you got it. You're blessed.
But, like, okay, so me personally, I know I'm not fat, but I do want to lose, some weight. Right. In the past, I have been a little smaller, and I'm not bigger than I was, in college, almost. But I mean, it's still not body shaming. Like you said before, it's okay to want to change something about yourself. I've always been taught that if you don't like something about yourself, you change it. But I feel like where's the line drawn?
Oh, we're going to discuss that too, because I think that, there is a line. At least for me, right. Just speaking to this particular question, like I said before, it would be always the you need to eat, you need to gain weight, you got a checkerboard chest, which means I got no boobs. I've been told that. Just all kinds of stuff. And it's so many different experiences of not only hearing that from family members, but also once, the whole adolescent and puberty came into play, hearing that from boys. And then you think at some point that stops, but it got worse in adulthood because, at least in adolescence, I can get away with, I'm young. But, after puberty, people was like, puberty ain't giving you that, girl. For a long time, I was someone who I was just like, it is what it is. I can't say it didn't bother me on some level, but I knew enough that I wasn't going to change. For my older sister, who for many, many years before she had her kids, she was my size, or I was actually a little bit bigger than her. She would do things like she would drink Ensure to try to gain weight. She would try to eat multiple times a day to try to gain weight. And, not understanding that our body type was just what it was, right? So based on our genetics, my dad was small all his life. My grandmother is a small woman. His mother is a small woman.
Right.
It wasn't going to work out for her. So the messages I still get sent a lot of times is, oh yeah, you'll gain weight once you hit your 20s. 20s came and went,
Still the same. Right.
You'll gain weight once you have kids. Okay, well, I don't plan on having no kids. And honestly, my sister not that much bigger and she had triplets. So what I realized was my body type was making other people uncomfortable. And it wasn't so much that it was a problem with my size. but it was how they viewed me and the fact that whatever they might have been dealing with in their own image and body image, they were projecting onto me. And so I had
And
to make peace with that.
what body shaming is, like somebody feeling some type of way about themselves. So now I have to, just like you said, you know, in the song from the girl, you know, in order for me to feel good about myself, I need to talk down about somebody else. So basically, that's what that is. Like, a lot of people, you know, they don't have the confidence within themselves.
Right. So I'll ask a question because we are all about holding ourselves accountable here on LBF. And I didn't even think about my answer, but we ain't gonna go there. In what ways do you think you've shamed others for their body type?
Okay, so I was thinking about this question earlier, and I said that, what? No, I've never shamed anybody about their body. Maybe when I was, and this is, you know, reading the question, maybe when I was younger, of course, and when you're young, you know, they say all of those things that you do in wrongdoing, that's on your mother. And growing up, it's like, no, I've never shamed anybody for their body. But now, you know, thinking about the question again, I think I have. And whether it's something minute, it's still body shaming. So, for example, if I feel like a guy's butt is too big, you know, that's body shaming. Yeah, because my ass is out there. I don't want both our asses to be out there.
It wasn't an episode on Girlfriends that did that with the hips, the guy with the hips.
He had it's too wide. And I mean, I called it a preference. But that's body shaming. Yeah, but that's body shaming because, you know, that's his genetics. He can't help that. So yeah, I mean, I've body shamed. And like we all like to do, kind of, you know, patch it up a little bit. Well, it's not that bad. I'm not making anybody feel bad about themselves or whatever. I'm not calling somebody fat or whatever. But no, it is body shaming. So yeah, I think I've done something, and I'm about to do it again, something minute as that. Right. But yeah, looking back, I have body shaming.
So, me too. When I wrote this question, I was like, why you got to do this to yourself all the time?
Backfire.
Make sure that I'm holding myself accountable. But Lord, one way I can say I think I've done it is not understanding, like automatically going into the conversation that if someone does work to their bodies, that they don't love themselves, right? Before I kind of really try to understand or research or do any of the work, I was shooting off an opinion that automatically discounted, you know, someone's ability to love themselves just because they were choosing to do work on their body. And to me, that's a form of shaming, just because ain't none of my business. On some level, you know, we'll talk about the line, but on some level, that's none of my business and I don't have the right to automatically just think that assume that someone doesn't love themselves just because they get work done. And so that's
honestly, I think we all think like that to an extent. Like, dang, she getting surgery, she don't love
herself. It's a lot of us that do.
Yeah, I think honestly most of us do, until you actually sit back and tell yourself, like, listen, it's really not that serious. Like, people are out here loving themselves, but they just want to look a certain way.
Right.
It's just a level of like, I guess, like, thinking more in depth about the question, really. Like, it's not automatically, I don't love myself, so let me change it. Now I love myself, but I just want to look this way. I just want a bigger bum. And I can't get
not a bum. Are we not cussing? I did cuss a little bit earlier, my bad.
I watched a UK show earlier, and they say bum. So I thought that was kind of cute.
It's okay. We can incorporate that. We can incorporate it. The saggy bum. Oh, gosh. So what often comes into play, so I'll bring this back to kind of mainstream media, is the conversation of fat shaming versus skinny shaming. And so we kind of touched on it a little bit, but some examples, at least that I know of, is the Coi Leray. So if people don't know her, I was trying to sing a song earlier for Shalom. Mm-hmm. So she's the one that's like, I'm gonna try. It's like, ooh, it's so, ooh, you know how I get that, ooh. Yeah, I don't know the words, but that's the melody. So she's the artist that sings that song. And recently she, you know, she's a very small woman. She's smaller than me. And I think I'm pretty small, you know. And she's just very petite. She was celebrating her body, twerking on her social media and doing different things to just love on herself. Just, you know, just be out here like any other person would. And so the things that came about online was people were saying that she looked like a little boy, telling her she needed to eat, you know, just all the same stuff that people tell all the slim people in their lives, you know, that they feel like is their right to say that to them simply because they look a certain way. And what I realized when it comes to skinny shaming is the internal message that I was getting was that I was less of a woman because I didn't have certain profound features, right? So because my ass wasn't poking out or because my breasts were smaller, I was less of a woman and less desirable because of that. Mm-hmm. So when I look at that situation, to me, I'm just like, a lot of people will say, oh, she'll be all right, you know, she'll be okay. And it's kind of like the same conversation we just had on colorism when, you know, a dark-skinned person is obviously facing more of the systemic ways of shaming and prejudice and discrimination than someone of a lighter tone, but that doesn't make the shame in it justifiable, right? On the other side of that, we know all the things that Lizzo goes through unprovoked, right? Mm-hmm. You know, she could be minding her own business and she gets thrown into a conversation just to be the representative big girl. And and we've seen the struggle she's had about being open and being happy with her body, but also sometimes those things do get to her that, you know, that make her think that, damn, you know, I'm just minding my business and I'm just trying to celebrate my body. But sometimes it does get hard to be trolled all the time just for my size. So a lot of people get into the conversation where I think a lot of people my size, they do what a lot of lighter skinned people do in the conversation of colorism, which is sometimes we will take over the conversation just to say like, hey, I'm here too. And I'm like, it's okay to let people know what your experience is, but don't take the focus off the people who are actually being disenfranchised for their body type, you know? But it is a little different for us. I think that I'm gonna let you come in here because I'm still getting my thoughts together. I'm like, I'm seeing it go in different directions. But what do you think when it comes to this whole versus with the body types?
I mean, I agree with everything, you know, that you're saying when it comes to I guess shaming skinnier women. But at the end of the day, like this topic, like it can go all night because it's like you said earlier, us as women, whether we're darker, whether we're light, you know, light as the palm as my hand, we can never win.
Never win.
We can never win. And now we have this troll. What's his face? Kevin Samuel.
Oh, I'm so tired of that.
You know what I'm saying? Like now we have him.
I'm sorry. That was a shame. I'm sorry.
Because I mean, hey, whatever. First of all, I hate you. Like, but it's like now we have him, and it's like, do you just hate women that much?
Yeah.
Do you hate women that much and love? You know, I mean, if I can say it, and love men so much that you continue to want to shame women, like when you know, and what happened to you as a child so much. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's what it boils back down to me. Like when you have so much shaming towards anybody really. And I know we were focused mostly on women, but like I said about the butt and the hip, that was my shaming towards a man. Like what happened to you so much as a kid that you have so much negativity towards other people?
Yeah.
Now, and I think that kind of goes 75% me as a person, and 25 is what I do for work, because I get kids every day. Whether they're a juvenile delinquent or they're just a kid out there trying to make some money for their family. Like, it's so much going on else in the world that you guys are focusing on how
somebody look.
I am, right, or how skinny I am, or you don't know what these people have going on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's a big difference. I'm about to body shame. I'm just going to say it because
I'm about to say, I want to hear it now. I'm curious.
As bad as saying it, but it's a difference now if you on 600-pound life and you just eating yourself to death. You know what I'm saying? But that can also be another condition. You never know that it can also be another condition. Everything is a condition to me. If you think about it,
either mental or physical.
Exactly. So we as people really don't take the time to think about things like that. We just automatically
share an opinion
down people. Right. Like, your opinion isn't needed. It's not wanted. First of all, especially if you're not being positive to me or to anybody else, and it's not needed.
Right.
So relax, because I was always told you to sweep at your front door first, at your own door first, before you come knocking at somebody else's.
You better say it. Because I've gotten into the habit where older people now, and a lot of times in our community especially, we'll give like the elders a pass for the slick stuff they say that really has had an impact probably on you as a child, and that they still feel like is warranted as you are an adult. But somebody tell me I need to eat now, and I can't automatically guarantee that I'm not going to body shame them, okay? Because mind your business. And a lot of times I don't do it. What I will say is, what is it about my body that's making you uncomfortable? And usually from there, like, they'll automatically feel ashamed about their comment and they'll leave me alone. Exactly. So I'm just like, I'm just here existing. I wasn't doing anything to you. I'm going to get a piece of cake.
Because two wrongs don't make it right. I don't have to, come down to your level of stupidity to make you feel stupid about yourself, because you already feel dumb.
Right.
Like, and going back to what you said with older people, just thinking they can have a pass, or us as millennials giving them a pass because you're older. No, ma'am. Like, okay, so just prime example, I always think of my grandparents, and though they're the love of my lives, I get on my grandma all the time. Like, she'll come up, ooh, grandma, like, don't start with me.
Do
not start. Not today, grandma. Not today.
Grandma, chill.
Exactly. She's like, oh, look at your knees, look at your butt, look at your legs. I'm like, look at you. See, they look at how you looking.
Look at how you're looking, girl. You worry about me.
Like, you need to get your hair done. Like, but just being seriously, well, not seriously, just being serious. It's like you can't give passes because passes have been given for too long.
Yeah, and that's what creates this dynamic and this habitual system that says that people can, put things in place that say you're not good enough, and here's why, and because you're not good enough, you don't have access to this. Exactly. So, and the crazy part is, like you said with the men, right? We all know patriarchy plays a part in, especially women when we're talking about this conversation. But what's interesting for me is how the women participate in this, right? So the body shaming, a lot of times, I expect that from men, but it's the women that'll be in the comments or making the comments. They'll be laughing. They'll be justifying it.
We're body shamed the most. So you would think that, and I mean, I guess just to go there, we as Black women, you would think it's us who are like, nah, y'all need to chill, or backing off with the comments, but it's mostly us, Black women,
because it's internalized. For example, I just had this situation, not to share too many details, but A few girls were getting into women. I'm sorry, were getting into an argument, right? And they were voluptuous women. When I say voluptuous, curves, ass, boobs, beautiful women, but they were on the thicker side, which is perfectly fine. But one was a little bit more voluptuous than the other. So in the argument, they were almost coming to blows, and one of them called the one that was a little bit smaller fat. And so the conversation that I had afterwards with the smaller one in the situation, well, she was like, she had nerve to call me fat. And she bigger than me. And I was like, not laughing at the big part, but laughing at, just the confusion on her face in that moment. And I had to let her know, I was like, that's internalized. She probably heard that in different arguments throughout her life. She's probably been receiving that message. I was like, and when we're in arguments, we're taught to size somebody up and then go for the thing that's going to hurt them the most in the conversation, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, so she hit you where she felt like it was hurt because she had been hit there before and she knew it would. So I was like, it's not. She had
to hit you before you got hurt.
And I told her that too. So it's just real interesting how we internalize these messages and then keep perpetuating the things that are hurting us. Like, and that's whether we talk about colorism, body shaming, homophobia. It's just crazy. But the other part of this conversation, like I said before, is outside of the bullying, which is the shame of it, right? We get shamed as small people, big people. You can't win. Megan Thee Stallion gets shamed. She's gorgeous. Why she getting shamed? Who knows? What's that girl name? Chloe Bailey. She gets shamed. Her body type, I wish. Coyle Ray, she gets shamed. You know what I'm saying? Lizzo, she gets shamed. So what y'all?
She has great sense of she gets like shamed for her forehead.
Not even that. When she got Rihanna was my size. When she got bigger, she was getting shamed for a little while until people was like, "No, that weight looked good on her." You know what I'm saying? It's like women can't win. So be whatever size you are and be happy with that size. Because at the end of the day, you're never gonna be able to please. Mm-hmm. But on the other side of that is fat phobia, which is the system in place that makes it harder for people who have a lot of curves, who have more fat, to actually get into certain spaces, to have access to certain opportunities. So while us as small people, and I say that to my former small builders out there, while yes, the shit sucks and you should tell somebody off if they're telling you that you need to eat more, understand that it is a difference in our experience, because a lot of times I'm not seen as threatening because of my body type. I'm not seen as aggressive because of my body type. I might be because of my color, but not because of my body type. Bigger women and men go through this process where they're seen as more aggressive, more problematic, more unhealthy, right? I think there was this thing with Lizzo again, where was it Julia Michaels? She was talking about how it wasn't healthy, like she knew the medical history of Lizzo. Like, girl, did anybody ask you? Did anybody ask you? No, they didn't.
It's this track runner. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I read it on some, how they say don't trust anything with everything. But it's this track runner. It's probably true, I don't know. But they say he eats McDonald's fries all the time, every day, and still runs track every day, all day.
Like, McDonald's fries send me to the bathroom.
Now, is he the healthiest person out there? Who knows? But guess what? He getting his ass up and he running track every day, all damn day.
Right.
Like, we don't know what Serena and Venus Williams, we don't know what they got going on. But Serena, she got her ass on the tennis court. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what people have going on, whether big or small. Like, the skinniest person can be the most
unhealthy.
Sick. Exactly.
And I tell people that all the time, because there's this thing where I'm just be like, oh man, I need to hit the gym. And they be like, well, what you got to go to the gym for? To stay fit and healthy? I'm confused. Going to the gym isn't just to lose fat. It's to maintain. It's to make sure that your lungs are strong. Make sure your core is good. Make sure your legs aren't becoming jello.
Make sure my digestive system is working.
My circulation system is good.
Right.
Can I work out?
I sit down from 8:30 to 5. I don't need no blood clots. Come on now.
Exactly.
A lot of people are so ignorant to a lot of things. It is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. Like, it's like going to the gym is a sin for smaller people.
Yeah.
Where,
I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. I hear that so much. Even in my profession, that's crazy. But I'm just like, are you? I can't
get my weight up.
I can't just go out there and run 2 miles in 20 minutes and I hadn't worked out.
Like, I just want to. That's all. That's what I do.
All right. So let's get into the surgery piece of this conversation. You said that there was a line that it's okay for people to alter their body, that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't love their body. But what to you is that line?
It's so thin. It's so thin. So, okay, so say for instance, if I were to get enhancement on my stomach, which nowadays a lot of women, if it's not the mommy makeover, which is like, I guess, the lifting of the breast and taking away fat from the stomach and maybe enhancing the butt. If it's not that, it's just strictly taking away from the stomach, or taking away from the stomach and putting in the butt, right? Okay, cool. So if I get, my stomach, nothing else, right? And I'm talking about me, if I were to get this, because I have the boobs, I have butt. So if I were to just get the rest of the tiny little fat out of my stomach that I have, okay, and I'm healing. Now I feel like I want something else, right? Now I feel like I need my breasts to be perkier, right? Mind you, years have gone by and Lord, I probably have 17 kids by now, right? So now I'm saying, like 7 to 10 kids right now. So now, you have women that have a lot of kids and your breasts are a little saggy, but mind you, you have these kids. So now you want them perky. So now you're going to get some breast implants. Okay? So now you want your butt done. Now you want this done. Now you want that done. That's the line I'm talking about.
Where does it stop?
Where is it going to stop? Like, on Snapchat, how you can subscribe to certain things. And it's like $1 million Barbies out here, or $1 million Ken dolls out here. So now, okay, so I can empathize that you were bullied or picked on as a kid because you weren't the prettiest or the coolest or the most handsome kid in the class. And now you're doing all this face Botox and lip injection and nose. You want your nose pointier because it's too round. Because you're
the Summer Walker effect. She was she's still gorgeous. Please don't. But I was just like,
Summer hurt my feelings. She hurt my feelings.
But I'm with you on that line. So, because the thing about it is, the argument people were making was like, well, y'all bullied her for her nose and her looks and stuff, and now that she got it done, y'all still talking junk. Like, she looks good. Women are allowed to do with their body what they want to do, which I totally agree with. But the piece that people don't focus on is she was bullied for her looks, then she changed them. So did she change her looks because she just wanted to do
she was bullied?
Exactly. So then, because then to me, and builders, y'all don't have to agree with me. If you don't agree with me, if you want to tell me off, remember to hit me at allthingslbf@gmail.com. I promise you, I won't be mad. I just want to hear your opinion, but this is mine. I think that there's something to be said about the mental health behind it. And a lot of people will just say everybody is allowed to do with what they want to do. I agree. But when we start to see trends, right? I think a trend is indicative of what's going on a mental health level and in a structural level in society, right? And when you start to see trends, it means that things are happening in individuals based off influence. At least me being, someone who loves sociology, that's my understanding of it. So you can't in one breath say that someone suffered some mental health attack for something that they then chose to change, and then in the other breath deny that they did it because they weren't happy with that thing that they got bullied for, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're saying that this person, a lot of women, right? A lot of women will go through this stage, like with the whole butt lifts, right? The butt was, in the 90s, a natural looking woman was fine. Then we started getting into the whole Buffy the Body image. Everybody wasn't built like that. I don't even know if she really was. I think she got worked up. But she was.
I don't think so, but
right.
Sorry,
y'all let us know. But then, you started to see it become more of a acceptable thing to alter your butt. And it's like, okay, for lack of a better word, white women were doing it for a long time with their breasts. And then black women decided that they can do that too. But the why behind it is important to me. If you can honestly say,
we'll never know that. We'll never know that why.
You can, what I'm saying, ask people why. And I'm like, I'm not saying I need to know why because I want to be all up in your business, because really it ain't my business. I want to know why because once we start uplifting a certain body type, then I have my niece to think about. Like, it's the next generation of women automatically by what they see going to start feeling like their body type isn't good enough, because I know the message I was sent, what I'm saying, as a smaller woman, because I didn't have those curves. I was sent that my body type wasn't good enough, that I wasn't enough of a woman. And so I just think that that's the same kind of message that these next generations are getting sent, because to now be a woman of any kind of prestige, any kind of, well, I don't think it's new, but a woman who is uplifted, at least in the Black pop culture community, you have to be voluptuous, or else you're gonna be getting shamed because you're not.
Right, so. And if you're too voluptuous, like, you still gonna get shamed.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you gotta have the hourglass. Nobody says anything about Beyonce.
Nobody
said, because she's gorgeous. I mean, and she's gorgeous. But to everybody, but that's the ideal body type in everyone's mind. If you look at Beyonce, her waist compared to her hips, immaculate. Okay?
Right.
But at the same time, that doesn't mean that it's the only acceptable body type.
Exactly. So if I don't look like a Beyonce, I'm not in. I'm not it. Like, I'm not worthy of anything because I don't have a Beyonce body. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, where is it drawn? And even if it is drawn, it's such a thin line because, I mean, we'll never know. And I feel like, just my personal feeling, I feel like the people who get surgery, like, unless you can tell me I've exhausted all avenues of trying to get rid of this fupa, or trying to do sit-ups and push-ups, and now my breasts, they still not up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if you can tell me that you've exhausted these avenues, okay, cool. I understand. I empathize on what you're saying and why you got this surgery. I get it now. But back to the summer, she was, being shamed by her lips and her nose, and now, boom, she's still getting shamed because, I mean, she got it changed, but why did you get it changed? Did you change because you wanted to? Or
you feel like
because social media people
bullied you into it?
Exactly. And that's a lot of people don't understand. That's where anxiety comes from. Mm-hmm. Like, these people that have anxiety, they can't decide what the hell they want to do. Like, it's either I want to do this so bad, but then again, I'm going to get, bullied, and I'm so petrified to do this because, I'm going to get shamed for it. But, then that's why people fucking be on drugs and hurt themselves because of other people.
I'm laughing at your face. I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm so serious. Like, that's why people are on drugs sometimes. They hurt themselves. Like, you never know, like, what people are going through in their head. So yes, I agree with you. That can lead to mental health, like mental health issues.
Now, one thing you did say that I hate to use the term devil's advocate because it's like the devil don't need no more advocates, but I don't know what other term to use. Would you accept somebody saying that the idea that someone has to exhaust all their possibilities to go into a choice of, getting lipo or getting a Brazilian butt lift, that is coming from a place where you might have privilege because you don't need it? I'm going to throw that in. Could you accept the fact that, like, I feel like there might be people listening that might be thinking, like, okay, well, why I gotta exhaust all the possibilities if I want to choose to get some work done on my body, because I know the reason why I'm doing it and I don't want to go to the gym no more. But could you accept that they might think that you could be saying that coming from a place where you might be more privileged to have some of the things that they don't have?
Accepting of whatever somebody wants to do to themselves, honestly, because and I'm still on that side because I feel like it's hard for me to lose weight. But I mean, I'm not thinking about getting surgery. I know I need to get my ass outside and work out. You know what I'm saying? I know they need to open up this gym so I can go to the gym and work out. Because
they got to close down because of COVID still?
Yes. But, you know, to be honest with you, Kay, I'm accepting of whatever you say because that's what you say. So we as people, we say things, whether it's true or not, but we say things to ourselves, to other people, to still make ourselves believe it. I have to tell you something. In order for me to tell you something, I have to believe it myself. Right? I mean, unless you're manipulative. Right. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm just a compulsive liar and I'm trying to manipulate you, but 9 times out of 10, okay, 7 out of 10, you know, I'm believing it. I'm believing it myself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you want to tell me I thought I go to gym one, okay, cool. Or yeah, I've exhausted everything. Okay, cool. I mean, it's you, it's your body, it's your money, it's your body. Then your abs falling out your stomach because you want to be a Ken doll, or that's your ass, you know, being lopsided because you don't went to the wrong doctor, or you know now, and not to body shaming.
You are. Oh my god. I was gonna let you catch it.
Sometimes, I mean, and like you said, like we have to hold ourselves accountable as well. But it's just like it's so going back to comments a little bit. Sometimes it's almost hard not to because it's like, why is this the norm?
It can be frustrating, and I can agree with you on that. It's like, okay, we know that no matter what we do, y'all not gonna be satisfied. But what you are pushing in our face all the time is to have a big ass, to have a slim waist, and have boobs. That's what you tell us you want, you know? So if that message is getting pushed, and it's hard for me, well, it used to be hard for me, you know, in my young adulthood to see that message and to still feel positive about my body. So to me, I'm like, it's frustrating to know that that's the message that's getting sent to young girls who haven't even entered their womanhood and could already possibly be feeling like, oh dang, my body type ain't good enough. I'm gonna have to get some work. I can't wait to get older, because I've been hearing this from kids like, oh, I can't wait to get older to get my boobs done. Girl, what?
It's not gonna look like that. Like y'all ain't even old enough to keep still boobs. Like, so I mean, it is kind of hard not to. But
I shame not the act so much. I shame the system, because the system is broken that is telling us that we have to change. Right.
That's more so. That's more so. Like, not the person and why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? It's just like, why is this the act the norm? Right. Why is it the norm? Because, you know, why are we, and, you know, I'm putting myself in there as well, you know, why are we so tempted to let somebody know our opinion? Like, that doesn't work for you. Try something else. So fucking what? So fucking what? Like, it may not work for me, but it'll work for you. If it don't work for you,
yeah.
So hell with it. Like, oh well.
Right. So getting into your own personal experience as a, you know, curvy woman, what has been your experience? It's at least with dating. Like, have you found that you've been treated specific ways based on your body type?
Yeah, so that was another question, you know, that I was thinking hard about, and to make sure.
I love when people tell me that.
Like that was another hard question, and I had to really think hard about, because again, I didn't want to be like the question that you kind of threw at me, are you just saying this because this is something you don't have to do or, right now, whatever, or even, not thinking about doing. But to be honest with you, I haven't really had problems with, dating and or friendships. Relationship wise, like being in a committed relationship, I haven't had a lot of those. But even before I get there, I'm gonna make sure somebody's okay and comfortable with me, not being a size 2 or 4, and knowing I'm never gonna get there before we get into a relationship, because I'm comfortable with myself for one. So relationships I really haven't had a problem with. It is tiring to hear, damn. Then you think,
yeah, I can imagine.
Like, it's sickening, because I'm just like,
you're sexualizing me all day.
Exactly. Like, no matter how much clothing I have on, it could be winter and I can have a trench coat on. I'm gonna get down. Now I'm just like, you can't even see nothing. You know what I'm saying? But they're like, but I could just tell the way. Like, it's just really sickening. And just like I said before, like, we can never win. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, even now, like I said, I do want to slim down a little bit. And a lot of people, they're like, no, but you don't need to, girl. I wish I had that. I wish, but it's me.
It's your preference for your body.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. So, I mean, I guess I can say I never really had a problem with that. If anything, it's aggravating to hear the comments that comes from it.
I think I can agree with you on the experience of, like, just beforehand letting people know, like, this is what you get. Like, so when I wasn't in, like, healthy connections with men, I would get the comments they would make, like, oh, you need to gain some weight. Nigga, you knew what this was before you got here. What the hell is you talking about? You thought I was going to get bigger?
You thought I was going to get bigger in the 2 weeks that we were talking?
Right. Like, what? Or making comments like, oh, we could be randomly watching something and it'd be like, you're comparing my body type to someone who is more voluptuous. So I've had those experiences. Dang, something else came across my mind. But yeah, so kind of like the same thing, but it's just like, okay, I'm a smaller frame woman. If you've only ever dated women who are curvier and then you come my way,
going to be a bit of experience.
It's different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to, be, I don't know. It's just, my body type is different.
It's a different experience. Mm-hmm. So, like, and I'm not going to say you need to stick with what you know, but maybe you need to if you're going to come over here and try to change me or compare me to somebody or to another body type that I'm never going to be.
Right. So with friendships, I've had to condition some friends too, based on, some of those comments that they were probably used to making to their own family members and other friends about, body sizes and stuff like that. But it's just like, girl, you bigger than me, you thicker than me, but you're not better than me. And I don't need for you to stop making these comments because you take them as jokes. But for me, it's annoying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just here existing and you got a comment.
Exactly. It hits a little different. Like, relax.
Yeah, relax, girl. Relax. I had I did the Cunnilingus and Cocktails event last year. And during that event, I had a guest and she was expressing her affinity for not smaller, but for, certain body types. And she decided she wanted to point out my body type as what she didn't prefer. And I'm like, in my house. In my house, girl. So I ain't saying that because I was like, I'm going to say something. It's going to ruin everybody and I ain't going to do that. Because like I said, before, I understand when people do things like that, where it's coming from. Now, I'm going to choose whether I, I'm going to choose whether I go ahead and put the thing on blast or not, and I chose not to in that moment. But I think I mentioned it to a friend afterwards. We kind of talked about it, and I was like, she was doing that for another reason that, we gonna get into. But just having those experiences with either dating or friend groups or adjacent friend groups, you know, friends of friends, and understanding like, you know, people are gonna have opinions about something they ain't got nothing to do about with them.
Exactly. Like if anybody has ever had a problem with me in what I have to give, you know, my physique, I've never heard it directly.
Mm.
Yeah. So if so, it's always been indirect.
Right. So you said that you don't like to hear damn. But what are some comments that do inspire body positivity for you?
They all kind of do. It's just it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Mm.
Right. So I can literally get the same comment from two different guys, right?
Mm.
And I'm more acceptable to one than the other because it's how, you know, he approached me with it. So, you know, if you come to me like, you know, just all out loud, like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need to move because you're doing too much. But if I get somebody else, you like, literally, damn, you know, you're beautiful, like you're gorgeous, like you know, I'm like, thank you, you know,
right.
thank you. And even if, you know, it can go a way of complimenting, you know, not just my look, but what I have on. So honestly, they all do something for me. It's just how I receive it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Based on how it's presented to you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, I'm getting too many comments, so let me change up something. You know, like I'm gonna keep going because, like I said, I'm comfortable in my own skin. Whether it's something, and I personally don't think I dress too revealing, but I do like to show skin, and sometimes I do wear more fitted clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And what is fitted or baggy? I mean, they all kind of just do something for me in their own way.
Right.
It's annoying. I'm like, shit, I know I look good anyway.
I know I look good. For me, when I think about like how I promote, what comments I do to promote my own body positivity is I'll point out the things I really love about my body, right? So I might not have a big ass, but what I do got is baby edges, you know, baby hairs. I got edges, you know. Not trying to shame people who don't have them. Just put that out there. But what I'm saying is I got something that I can be proud of. I can, you know, I was just staring at myself naked in the mirror yesterday, and I was just like, you got some perky breasts, girl. Like, and for a long time, I didn't love my breasts because they were small, but I never took the time to actually look at them. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was like a couple months ago, I walked past the mirror and I was like, I didn't know my breast was this perky.
She's looking at me. Like that's the same with me. Okay, so like with my body, I've always had like a smaller stomach and waist, but with gaining weight, of course, I do have a little bit extra in my stomach, but it's still, you know, smaller than everything else. Like literally, I'm a nudist at heart, so clothes and me do not mix, especially when I'm in the comfort zone of
the only reason I got clothes on right now is because we're recording. You hear me?
I threw this button up. I said, let me just put this on, throw some shorts on, and boom. But even when looking at myself in the mirror, like, so I don't have kids, but my breasts are bigger. Like everything grows with me when I gain weight, but they're not to my navel. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm proud of everything, literally, because to say I'm 26 with no kids and I have, you know, the things that I have going on, like I'm damn right proud of my body. You know, now like we said before, it was some things that I wanted to change. So I started using a scrub. It's this coffee scrub, and I literally just I rub it on my thighs and I rub it on my butt. And it helps with cellulite.
Right.
Like it smooths out that skin. And it helped a lot. So I'm just like, okay, this is what we doing. It's giving what it was supposed to get. You know what I mean?
Listen. And I'm generous, honey.
Listen. I just smell like coffee beans.
we a little dark now. What you want, a dark roast? You want the medium roast? What you want?
Listen, bro, do you want cream or sugar? Which one? You like it strong or you like it sweet? Which one? I got you. But that was something that I started using because I wanted to change just that little change about myself. Right. But everything else is just like it's here. Mm-hmm. So I can't do nothing about it.
Right. So I definitely agree. Like, nudist by heart. So I'm often catching glimpses of it. Sometimes I'll just sit in the mirror and just play music and do whatever. Sometimes I'll work in front of the mirror. Not as a narcissistic thing, but just, just being comfortable in my own image, which took a long time for me to get there because I've got so many messages about why I shouldn't be happy with the way I look, right? So now that I actually, really started looking at myself, I'm like, I got so much to be happy about the way I look. But as far as like how other people make comments that don't make me uncomfortable, they'll say something about something they like. So I'll be like, I love your legs, you know what I'm saying? Or your legs are so long. I love the way that you highlight it. And a part of, like you said, with your coffee scrub, one thing I got better at was highlighting my features. So I know to wear things that not only inspire like spiritual, like, light inside of me, but also just to highlight my body, in a way that I feel comfortable with. And so that means, a lot of times I tell my friends, like, I don't wear no bra. And my friends will make the comment like, I gotta wear a bra because of my boobs. I'm like, I get that. But I can empathize, but understand when y'all was telling me I had a flat chest, now I'm comfortable, right? I'm like, we're going to have different experiences, right. So while you might get the male gaze based on the fact that your boobs might be a little bigger for some, and they like that, right. I ain't wearing no bra because I don't want to, and I like my boobs to be free. So I mean,
that's like with my legs. Okay, so hate is a strong word. I'd rather have smaller legs, and when I say, I mean from the knee down, because I do have big calves. And everybody's always like how people highlight your legs. You do have nice legs, nice long legs. And I mean, I wish I was maybe 5, maybe like 4 more inches. Because I feel like everything will flow better. Yeah. Though I do like, my size. I just wish everything would flow a little better. Yeah. Because in my head, I do have a certain image. You know what I'm saying? That I maybe if I was this, maybe I could, look like this or whatever.
Oh, girl. It's crazy when we do that to ourselves. It's like, if I could just tweak this little thing, I feel like I could have, I could look this way or have this thing. Because for a long time, I wanted to be shorter. Because there, for women, there is a certain thing where it's just like when you're taller, you get masculinized. And when you're shorter, you're seen as more feminine. So for a long time, me being, how tall am I? 65 inches. It's like right at 5'6". For a woman, that's pretty tall. So I wanted to be short. I didn't like my long legs for a long. I'm like, why are my legs so long? Why are my feet big? And I'm still, this new thing that I'm on right now is my arms. I have extremely long arms. My arms are almost as long as my legs.
Girl,
I look like one of them little blowy things in the, the car lot.
Yeah, like everybody just new car, everybody.
Oh God. Yeah. So I mean,
that's like me. Like, if we had to, characterize ourselves, with you feeling like the little blowy thing, I'm over here feeling like a Oompa Loompa. Like, but it's like when people when I see you, I don't see that. Like,
yeah,
like I love your physique. Like, I love your frame.
Oh, thank you.
It's just like when people, you're welcome, thank you. And it's just like when people see me, they're like, oh my God, like I love your shape. Like, whether it's my shape or whether it's something of my shape, you know what I'm saying? From my leg, like people literally bypass everything, and which that's fine. and go straight to my cast. They're like, girl, you got some big legs. I'm like, I know. And then they're like, no, I love it. I'm like, okay, thank you. And then that makes me look at myself and like, nothing is wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay to, I guess, maybe want to, you know, change a little something like we said before. But literally nothing is wrong with me.
Right.
At all.
And it's trying to send that message.
Or whatever, I take it.
Right. It's trying to remember to send that message to yourself. Like, you know, I often talk about, you know, not needing validation and making sure you're self-sufficient. But on an honest level, every single person needs to feel validated on some level. If you went through life and you felt beautiful and nobody ever told you was beautiful, you're going to start to feel a little bit ugly because you're like, damn.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Not one person.
Ain't nobody looking at me. I'm just
right
here.
If nobody ever told you, you would start to question it because that's just how the mind works. So it's not saying that you need these constant hounding messages that, oh, girl, you look good. I like this about you, blah, blah, blah. You feed that to yourself, right? I you know, felt like I was beautiful. I felt like I was good. But it was the messages that I was getting that was telling me I wasn't. And so that started to affect my self-image. But then when I became adamant about seeing myself in a certain way despite those messages, and I also had other people around me that could at least sometimes say, girl, you look good in that. I love how you look. Girl, I love this.
Like, I love how you look in yellow. Like, I love that. Is that your favorite color?
It's not my favorite color. I guess you could say it's close to my favorite color. My favorite color is gold, which a lot of people argue with me that it's not a color. But yeah, gold is my favorite color. Huh?
It's not a rainbow. It's not. So I think it's yellow. Like,
you know
hey, tomato.
Whatever. Okay, let me see. So let's get back to Splashn Sexy. I'm going to discuss well, I already touched on how the first time I put on the bathing suit, it made me feel, and I'm so excited to. I've been trying to find a beach to go to where it's not raining or a pool to get in, so I can just wear the bathing suit, not so much to swim. Right, because I'm just excited to wear it. Right, but where would you like your business to take you?
Here, there,
everywhere.
Far, wide, high, low, not too low. Maybe to an island or something. But
not the island, Pondy Island.
The island. Take me to the island. But to be honest with you, Kate, this is honestly just a hobby right now. Mm-hmm. To be completely honest. So whatever God got planned, I'm here for it. Yeah, whatever he got planned, I'm here for it because, well, I mean, I do see myself with a storefront. I can see that. I can see myself going to, you know, Coachella and maybe not even doing, you know, this what I'm doing now, but maybe stopping to somebody. I don't know. Right. You know, like maybe getting into different other avenues. Being somebody's manager. I don't know. Like I just feel like wherever doors can open and will open, I'm willing to take those steps.
Just going with the flow for right now. Following your creative energy.
Exactly, because to be honest with you, I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of nice people. And I mean, and not to talk down on anybody, they're not, you know, Lizzo, Beyonce, and, you know, Kylie Jenner and stuff like that. But they're still people, you know what I'm saying? And they've been in the game more than I, and they've given me some tips. So I've met some great people. I've met, you know, a lot of people with pop-up shops and just simply going to the flea market.
Right.
You know? So honestly, I got so many business cards. Like,
you got a pop-up shop coming up soon here.
Yes, yeah.
Let's plug that.
So I do have a pop-up shop coming up. Like you said, it is July 10th. It's a Saturday. It's here in Florence. It's going to be at the Pole Studio down on Ibn Street.
Oh, girl, and I just looked at that Pole Studio and said I needed to book some lessons. Let's get it.
So when you come to the pop-up shop, and guys, builders, when you guys come to the pop-up shop, you can definitely talk to the owner about booking some sessions about, getting a pole.
Hey. Okay, so what's your favorite swim piece from your own collection?
All of them, to be honest,
All of them.
because and I honestly say all of them because that's how I purchase my items. I purchase my items on what I can see myself in, what I would wear. So literally, I've tried on all of them, and that also helps me with the body positivity because I can further help you know what will look good on your body frame.
Right.
So if you wanna, I mean that's kind of doubling that, but if you want to exclude this for highlight on that, I know the babies is for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I have the high waist. That's why I have the high cut one pieces. You know what I'm saying? But to stay on topic, honestly, that's just how I shop. Right. Oh, I like this. Oh, that's real cute. I will look cute in that. Okay, I'm gonna get these because I know I can sell them. I can't sell something that I don't like.
I like that because your enthusiasm shows when you're talking to your customers. I think a lot of business owners sometimes forget that, and we know if you know your product because we ask some questions, and if you don't really know, it's just like, well, I don't know whether I should get this or not because you can't tell me why I should buy it.
I'm not buying from somebody. And I think I may be getting into one of your questions. I'm not sure, so forgive me.
Go ahead.
But that kind of ties into support, right? So I'm not selling something just to say I sold it to you. Right. Because like I said before, somebody's going to ask you where you got this from. And I hopefully you tell them me, and hopefully they like it because now they can be a potential customer. But now if I got you out here looking like, why? And who did this? You know what I'm saying? Like, my support is going to go down because now people going to look at me like you got people looking out here looking like how they looking is not cute.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, and I definitely want that respect back. I'm not buying something just to say I bought it from you, especially if you don't know your product. Exactly. I can support you in other ways. I'm a share this flyer for you. I'm gonna tell people, well, hey, she sells this, or he sells this, or he can do that, he can do this, and she can do that. So maybe you should try them. And that's just some ways I think also can help out with business owners and selling and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what has the support been like since you started this?
Honestly, it's been pretty good. Like I said, it's a hobby, and it was just one day I was just like, I think I want to try it because I see other people doing it and I'm interested in their stuff. So why can't people be interested in my stuff? Right. So that's literally how it started last year.
And you do purses and everything too.
Yeah, I do swim. Inspired designer swimwear and clothes.
Inspired.
Yeah, inspired, baby. But the support has honestly been. I mean, it's been pretty steady. Like, you have your ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? But it's honestly been pretty steady. And I think it's steady because I'm steadily going with it. Now, last year when I started, I literally bought a couple of boxes and stuff. And whatever I sold, that's what I sold. Whatever I made, that's what I made. But now I'm not more so looking at it. Though it's a hobby, I'm not more so looking at my profit. I'm honestly looking at what I can do with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like once people start looking at the profit, they're like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to sell regardless. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to sell regardless, but I also want to make sure I know my shit. You know what I'm saying? I want people to feel good about coming to me.
And that's how you build a loyal customer. Yeah. Because I done been back like 3 times.
Yes. And I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it.
But what are the ups and the downs of your hobby?
Um, I've had a lot of ups. My ups are honestly my profit because I'm seeing my profit at. So that's always a good thing when you put something in something and you see double and triple of it. That's always a great thing. But I think my down is when I'm not making my goal for the week. So that's why I honestly go to the flea market. I go to the flea market to kind of, get the rest of what my goal is for the week. And that's with any business, Kay. Whether it's podcasting or whether you're literally out here selling something. Because if you're used to these type of views and you only have right here,
and that's a constant battle with me.
It's like, I'm used to, 1,000+ views and I'm only getting 500, 400. So what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Where my people at? So should I post at this time, or should I post my content at this time and not this time? Or with me, so this didn't sell good as this did. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I should get this again in another color. So it just depends. It really it's a constant up and down. But I feel like as long as I stay at zero, if I'm staying at a neutral number, like that kind of helps me. You know what I'm saying?
And one thing you kind of said was like it's paying attention to what's happening with your own business or your hobby, because you can't know when to post. Or let's say, like I remember I was around you. We was out at More Than Words. Shout out to Ty. And you were still doing business there, and I walked with you to go get some products. And you told me, you was like, yeah, after these sell, I'm not buying any more of them because they are difficult. A lot of people aren't interested in these particular items or this product.
Right.
So I know not to buy those anymore. And that's smart business moves. And that requires you to actually be paying attention to, what is, what are your customers saying they want? What are they gravitating towards, So
with me, it's not more so what they want. Honestly, it's just okay. So, Kay, if I honestly listen to you and her and her and her and her,
these will be all over the place. Yeah,
they'll be sitting here. I'll be all over the place, and they're just gonna be sitting here because you and her and her and her. Y'all not nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm that customer. I'm like, you need this. I'm not. You get this here. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna get this. They got it. I ain't never come back. And it's a subconscious thing. It's not like I'm not worried about it. It's just subconscious, because I want it now. But right now, I'm not worried about it, and I have other things going on. So that's why I try to put more so my eye on it, because if I think if I know I will buy this, or even if I have an inkling of that's cute, now I can do the rest. If you can give me a that's cute, I can do the rest.
Right.
Whether it's a swimsuit, whether it's some shorts, a cute little tank, or a purse, I can do the rest. Because even if you don't want this swimsuit, I have more to offer. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more like okay, so with the sandals, I know I'm not getting them things no more. Because for one, I'm a size 8. I couldn't even fit a 9. They're cut so small, and even the 10, they're cut. So like you said, paying attention to your products and your items and stuff like that. So I literally have to go down to size 5s and 6s to sell these 9s and 10s. There are not a lot of women who wear those smaller sizes. Right. And then what little girl are wearing these platform shoes right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just kind of impossible. So now it's like I have to downgrade in my price because I need to get these off of me. Right? So it's just like, I don't even know if I want to do shoes anymore, because I need to find a manufacturer, who can Americanize
your product. I think that's the right word. Y'all let us know in Webster. I think that's the word.
Oh goodness, but American eyes, whichever y'all know what I'm talking about, the sizes, So it's a hit and miss. it's a good hit and miss though, because it is fun for me to see people, post and mention me, and even if they don't mention me, it's fine. Because our screen grab. I'm talking about screen grab. That's our old screen record.
Oh girl, you got that from me. Let me get that.
Screen recording. That's me posting. Happy customer, customer all the way in Jamaica or whatever. So it is fun. So I have seen more ups than downs.
That's great. That's amazing. So let's jump into like, what's your support system like? You said it's a hobby. You obviously have a 9 to 5, and I'm pretty sure you got other things that you're doing. How do you? What is your support system like when it comes to doing this?
I don't have a lot. Like I don't have a close knit circle of friends. I literally have Tyler, my mom, and my grandparents. I do have people, who I call friends, such as yourself. Like you've been, to my place, so I consider you a friend. But on an everyday basis, those 4 kiddos, they told me to go for it. Like I said, I started this last year, so my mom was just like, "Do it. Why not? You can't fail." And she was right. I can't fail as long. She basically, if I let myself fail, that's the only way I would fail, and I can't. I won't let myself fall. My grandparents, they're behind me 100% because they know I'm not going to literally go out there and do wrong.
Right.
And Tyler, he's behind me 100%. He knows, I have somewhat of a, good head on my shoulder. He calls me crazy a little bit, but whatever. But, right. But literally everybody was just like, go ahead, go for it, because you have people behind you that will support. And they're right. They were right. Which is, shout out to all my customers out there that have, purchased from me thus far. So I mean, my support system, with saying everybody in general, it's been phenomenal.
And that's amazing. I love the fact that you have that experience. I know that might not be the same experience with a lot of other business, especially, because what you do is a business, even though you feel like it's a hobby. I'm pretty sure it takes a lot of work to coordinate and to buy and to maximize profits and track expenses and all that.
It really does. I had to. My friend Smile, shout out to Smile. She's over there in China. I don't know if you're gonna see this girl, but she's. I sent you the link. She's really so sweet. She literally hits me up every time I talk about her, I do like the Mandarin voice. Like, have you eaten today? She'll literally hit me up like, have you eaten? And then she would send me a picture of what she ate. She's so sweet. Sometimes she'll be like, you give me your price and I work with you. And I'm just like, well, no, because you have to make money too. So I'm not gonna, lowball you, just to.
So you building that trust in the relationship.
Exactly. So and you're right, though it's a hobby, it's still business. Anything where you have to talk to people, you have clientele, you're building that rapport, that's a business. No matter what aspect it is, it's a business. Mm-hmm. So my hobby became my business. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, this hobby definitely became something. Look for my butt sometimes.
Listen, you be on it. You are on it, girl.
Oh, I appreciate it, girl. I'm trying to get better at it, so we gonna see, y'all. Stay tuned the next couple of months.
You are fine. You are fine. You're doing your thing. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let's see. I know you've been talking for a while. I'm gonna skip around and let's see. What has accepting your body fully done for your hobby? Do you feel like they were kind of interchangeable? Do they affect one another?
I think throughout this interview, I think people will see that I've accepted myself, and not even accepted. I've always, been this way. And I accept myself more now. Pertaining to, selling my merchandise, my business, it helps me a lot because I literally, I can empathize more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And more so with my hippier girls and my big booty girls. Not so much as the bigger stomachs, but I can it's like a puzzle. You know what I'm saying? I can put pieces together better.
Yeah.
So so say for instance, if I get a woman, she's like, girl, I can't put all this stomach in a 2-piece.
Yeah, I know you hear that a lot. Yeah.
And it's sad to me because I'm just like, okay, I get it. Everything isn't for everybody. I get that. But we honestly have to stop doing this to ourselves. So this is literally me. This is the scenario. All right, ladies, y'all want to come over here and see what I got for y'all? Okay, cool. All right, y'all. So I got inspired designer. Maybe since I have 1 piece and 2 pieces, my 2 pieces over here. This is my 1 piece over here. I also have clothing and other accessories. I got some sandals right there, but those are my last 2 sizes. So I have shorts, high-waisted shorts. These are my plus sizes. They start at a large, and then I also have a cute little tank top over here. I know y'all like those because y'all look like y'all some tank top. And then I also have some cute little onesies. I personally can fit in a large. These fit kind of snug. So in my girl, I like this baby suit. Girl, we about to go on a trip later. Okay, cool. Okay, so like I said, my 2 pieces and my 1 piece are right here, and then I give them my price. So here goes, girl. I need a 2-mix because all these stomach cannot fit in a large. So now I'm just like, okay, but you do not need a 2X. You need about a large or 1X, and I got you. But if you don't want a 2-piece, okay, I got a large. I mean, I have a 1-piece for you. I don't know, 1 piece.
Then get the 2-piece. Well, what we talking about?
Listen, when I tell you, it's like kind of cutthroat. I'm like, well, you say you want 2-piece.
You know what? A lot of times that is. I hate to say it, but it's like it's projecting their own body image, and it's fishing sometimes at the same time, right? So it's just like they want someone else to validate that it's okay for me to want to wear this, and it's okay for me to actually do it.
Exactly. And so when I literally go to the 1 piece, I tell them, you don't have to wear it as swimwear, baby. Like you don't at all. I'm like, you can literally throw this thing on, throw it on, literally, and as a onesie, you can wear some cute shorts. You can put a skirt on with it. You can put some jeans with it. It's a onesie. It's a onesie, literally. The onesie you got in your closet, and you gotta bend over and damn near out of breath, me, to snap through your legs.
Me too. My leg be like.
Exactly. Like, now this type of onesie, all you gotta do is step in it. No bra. Step in it and put some bottoms on. That's all you have to do. Like, girl, I ain't going swimming. I can't swim. Okay, so
what we talking about, girl? Like,
listen. Okay, that's fine, but guess what? I got this 1 piece, and just don't think of it as a bathing suit. I'll start saying I got inspired designer
1 pieces.
However you want, whatever you want to wear that, boo, you do that. You do it. You wear this onesie as a onesie, and the 2-piece, wear it as drawers and a bra. I'm
gonna say, you know what? Just for that, I'm gonna put some jeans on tomorrow and wear one of them 2-piece tops at the top.
I mean, at this point, because it's just like it's either I feel like, okay, so don't let me waste my breath, because if you're interested, you're interested. So if you're interested, hear me out, because I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to sell, but I'm not trying to sell you to the point you're just not comfortable and you're buying just to buy. Don't do that. I'd rather you take a card.
The sad part is I think so many women are used to that. where they will go into these shops and they will say, oh yeah, because I even had that before. I'd be like, oh no, that'll fit you. That's why I was skeptical. Like, no, that'll fit you. You ain't that small. And then I get it, and it's just like, I knew this wasn't gonna fit me.
Right. And now, half of these stores, like, they don't have a return policy.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even exchange.
Especially on the bathing suits.
Exactly. So it's like, if you're interested, hear me out. If you're not interested in this, okay, let me go. Let me do my spill. Because it's literally a whole spill. Like, what I gave you, that's literally my whole spill to everybody when they're in, face to face. And of course, you see it online or whatever, and you have a question too, that's fine. But it's literally my spill. So if you're interested, let me pique your interest. Let me see what really interests you, because it doesn't have to be these two pieces and one pieces. You can see that you like something else. It's just like they already put themselves out of the category. Like, oh, I can't do those. So, bye, whatever.
Right. All right. Let's go into, what is some advice you would give someone who is struggling with their body image?
I feel like everything is easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to be comfortable, like, within yourself. Like, you really just have to be comfortable within yourself. And whether you want surgery, already got it, or get it next week, you still have to be comfortable within your body, because as we said before and agreed upon, you're not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect at all. So, surgery or not, like, you still gotta love yourself regardless. And then, what's with all the surgery if your soul is still the same?
Mm-hmm.
So, you're still, if your soul is still the same, you're still the same person.
Right.
So you have to change on the inside.
You're still struggling with the same things that caused you to make that decision. If the decision you made was based on you being bullied into that decision, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If that soul ain't fixed, baby girl, you don't waste your money. Oh boy, whoever.
Hey, advice I would give to someone who is struggling with a body image, I would first say, I'm sorry that you live in a world where they tell you you're not good enough on pretty much every level. If you are a Black woman who happens to be a builder, I know you especially receive this message. So what I would say to you is, get naked, take off all your clothes, go in the mirror, and I want you to sit there and you do not move until you can point out one thing that you love about yourself. Just from looking at yourself in the mirror. I'm not talking about your personality. I'm not talking about what you love, internally. Like we always say, the beauty is in the inside. It is, right? You're going to be a very ugly person in a very beautiful box. But what I'm telling you to do is to sit in front of the mirror. Because what I realized in my own journey, and I know y'all might have your opinions about how I look, but what I realized is I already felt pretty. I started to internalize to a point where I stopped to feel that way. And I stopped really wanting to look at myself in the mirror. But once I started looking at myself in the mirror, I was reminded why everybody and everything that I was told was bullshit. So a lot of times we'll get shamed about our body image to a point where we don't even want to look in the mirror. Right. And those of you who are struggling with body dysphoria or dysmorphia, I'm sorry I said that wrong. I hope that you are seeking, professional help to help you through that process. I think a lot of us have an acute form of that. But if nothing else, I'm not a licensed professional therapist or none of that. But I would say what helps me is to look at myself and to find one thing I can celebrate about the way I look. And that might not be something somebody else says is beautiful. It might be something I only say is beautiful to myself, Right. But being able to remind myself, like, my image is my own. I have control over how I look. you know, in a certain, or how I present myself. Let me take that back. I am the master of my image. If y'all follow my Instagram page, that is the tagline I have up there. And I have it up there for a reason, because for a long time I didn't feel that way. I felt like the way I looked was so drenched in how other people perceive beauty standards. So if you are somebody who is struggling, just look at yourself and find one thing to celebrate. And then you go from there. Splashn Sexy. This has been a great episode, man.
I feel like I feel a little nervous, so I do, apologize for it.
You were fine. Look, you were nervous. Like I said, everybody is always a little bit nervous to start off with, but in the conversation, because it's just a conversation, y'all relax and you drop so many good gems in here. I am so happy that I, thought to have you as a guest on the show and that you agreed to be a guest.
Right, I definitely appreciated it when you hit me up. I was like, me?
Yeah, because I had to think. I was just like, I have so many creatives that I know about that sometimes I be forgetting to just like pay attention to my own social media feed. So that was one thing that once I got back and was trying to get, LBF on track, that I was trying to make sure that I was capitalizing on the people I do who are being awesome in their creative endeavors. So you're definitely one of those people. So go ahead and plug and let them know where they can follow you on social media and where they can buy some swimsuits. Because I know after all this talking, they want to know where they can find it.
Okay, ladies, you can follow me on Snapchat and or Instagram at Shalone_Danisha. That is SHALONE_DINESHA. Also, you can follow me on Facebook. I don't use it. I'm a troller. I just scroll up and down and like people in love, whatever. But you can also follow me on Facebook at Shalone Douglas, SHALONE Douglas, DOUGLAS.
Yes, ma'am. Make sure y'all tap in. Listen, I know some of y'all done seen the bathing suits I've been posting, and I already had some people that was trying to get in contact with you, so I'm gonna make sure that they listen to this episode so they can know where to find your swimsuits. But the way that thing hugged my body, honey, I was in the mirror all day.
Yes. Listen, when you be thinking that, I was like, she is getting what she was supposed to give, honey. Yes.
And I'm generous, yes.
Also, I'm sorry. I do want to announce the pop-up shop again. Will be July 10th. It will be in Florence, South Carolina, on, I don't know the address offhand, but it's on Avon Street at the Pole Studio. If you guys go ahead and follow me on all of my social medias, I do and will be posting everything that I have on hand and my flyer with the vendors on there that will be attending.
I'll make sure I repost that too to my social media, just so they can, kind of have some breadcrumbs and get led to the right spots. But you guys know me. I'm your host, Kantoinette, and you can follow me on Instagram at Kantoinette_the blogger. You can also follow the Let's Build Futures page at Let's_Build_Futures. And remember to visit letsbuildfutures.com for all your blog posts and podcast episodes. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or topic ideas, or you just want to talk to me and tell me how I was wrong throughout this conversation or how I was right, you can always email me at allthingslbf@gmail.com. That's allthingslbf@gmail.com. And if you are looking for something visually, remember that YouTube is up. So just type in OBF podcast in YouTube, and I do have full episodes for display, and you can see all my facial expressions, all my roughness, all my cuteness, and all my guests. Right. And also on this episode, I have a new shirt. It says construction site. So what more appropriate shirt to wear for this conversation than this one, because I'm always under construction. So when you see me, know I'm working, okay?
Right.
But until next time, you guys, it's been an awesome conversation, and I'll talk to you soon.